So welcome everybody for this new community call for Falco. A little reminder, we follow the code of conduct of CNCF, so please be kind to each other. And like I said, if you don't want to show your face, just turn off your camera. We have an HackMD with, I hope, some items for today. Please add your name in the wood join section. And anybody who wants to start is welcome. Nobody?
Oh, I actually have something. So I've been talking a little bit with Luca, and Luca actually brought it up a couple of weeks ago about an API for the Falco libs. And I found that I have an old project in one of my private repos where I wrapped a lot of the Falco libs in a C API, and then created a Go wrapper for that C API. And I just wanted, people's thoughts if that would be of something of value to try and resurrect and maybe contribute. The advantage of the C API would allow you to bind the libs to different languages, so you'd be able to do lots of different things with them. And like I say, it's probably about 3/4 done. It's a few years old, but I think a lot of the libs APIs are still the same. So I don't think it'd be that much to sort of make it more modern to the latest API, but just wanted thoughts of whether anybody thought that would be worthwhile, an endeavor.
Terry, is it open source already?
I'm sorry?
Is the project you are talking about open source?
It's not open source yet. It's something I have in my in basically a project that's just sort of dying. It was an initial on our sysflow project. It was an initial way we were going to do it. We were going to do everything in Go, and so I created this wrapper, and then we decided that we would just use C++ instead. So it's not being used in anything right now. Yeah. It's not open source, but it's certainly something like I say I could open source it. We could put it in an open source spot where people could take a look at it and see whether.
Yeah, because I'm really curious. I would like to take a look, even if it doesn't work, doesn't matter, just to take a look.
Sure. Yeah. I'll talk with Fred, and maybe we can see if we can at least get it out into one of our organizational things, and then I can send you a link and you can take a look and see, just get your comments on it. Good. Cool.
Great.
Awesome.
I saw, sorry if I don't tell your name correctly, Gilles, you are there today, and you shared today in the Falco Slack channel a really, really valuable and relevant work about performance between the probe, kernel probe, the kernel module and eBPF probe. Do you want to talk a little about?
Sure. Yeah, so I guess at Red Hat, we're trying to essentially make eBPF the default for our product. And so I've been looking at the performance, comparing that particularly to the kernel module drivers. And I have posted a sort of an executive summary, if you like, of the findings for that sort of experiment, if you like, along with our approach and the ways that we got the data and all those sorts of things. The ultimate, I guess, discovery is the unfortunate fact that eBPF is just slower. Like, all things considered, where you've got sort of algorithmic similarities between the two drivers, they're doing the same filtering on the same events, but under the same load, within reason. eBPF is going to be slower most of the time on a given event. So we looked at it from a slightly different perspective, and we've tried, and I've got a really hacked together custom probe locally that only traces the things that we care about, and the overall performance of the system is improved quite dramatically because we're basically just not executing as much. Now, we have a very specific use case and we're only tracing a certain number of things, or we only care about a certain number of things. So I think that it makes our life a bit easier. I don't know how generally useful it is for other users of the libraries, but I think maybe I would be surprised if everybody wants to, or if anybody wants to trace everything or capture everything. And I think you can sort of, there may be some improvements that might be more generally useful across the community. But yeah, I could post another link to the document in here if you like, or otherwise look at the Slack channel and yeah, happy to take questions or comments or whatever.
First of all, very thank you for sharing that document, because in my opinion it's awesome. It's the first time I see something like that. By the way, would you mind to upload it in a GitHub issue? So in this way we will not lost it.
Yeah, of course.
Perfect, thank you. And maybe we can start a discussion on that, because it's a really interesting topic. We already know that eBPF is lower than that of the kernel model. We know that. I believe there are some improvement that maybe we can do on top of that, but it's not so easy. It's something that maybe we have to share ideas, work together, do experimentation, things like that. Anyway, thank you again for that.
That's quite all right.
A blog post about it will be amazing too.
Also, yeah.
Sure.
Anybody else for today? No more to talk. So this is not a good, huge surprise, but the contributor for the last months is Alban Cracky for his amazing plugin for second adjunct. So here is his profile, GitHub profile. Thank you to him. I will reach him right after this call to have all details about him, to send him some swag like this, for example. Thank you. So last question, as every Wednesday, who wants to be the MC next week?
I cannot, but I have a good reason for that, because in a week or so my baby will be born, so probably I will be absent for a couple of weeks. If you don't see me, don't worry. I'm just enjoying time with my baby. That's it.
You are starting a 5 years on-call period.
Yeah. Thank you.
So you have 1 week to be volunteer. Thank you everybody for being there today, and hope to see you next week, except Leonardo. We hope you will be at home for other reasons. Thank you.